Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Conan Exiles. I return to the world of Conan under very precarious circumstances. Nox actually had sent me a message earlier today and said, so our crates are gone? I don't know where they are. And you are gone. I don't know where you are either. So I kind of thought that I would actually be dead and spawned back at the beginning, because that's the other thing I forgot to mention. The beds were gone as well. But as it turned out, when I got on, I was able to log in here, so that part was good. In the meantime, Nox had been gathering materials and made me some new armor and a couple tools to kind of get me back on my feet. And that's where we are at now. As usual, Nox has been running... Well, okay, so he looks very lazy right now. He's just standing there like a lump, doing nothing. But he has been running around very busy, and we are actually getting ready to go on a mission to get some people over here. We have Reaper and Altimus are on the server. They're out at the islands somewhere. These islands? I don't really know where. But the idea is we're going to backtrack down the river, or this stream, to this kind of main section, try to find them and get them up here to join us, so, you know, they can help us work. We have a lot of stuff we want to do. We could definitely use the help, and it's kind of nice because we're a bit established here. So we've got some beds, which you may have seen up top. Those are kind of ready, so when they get there, they'll have a place to respawn. And I think once we get them in here, we can really get things going. Nox and I have been very busy, but what are you doing here? This is not your home. Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, it'll be nice to have some help here. We can really kind of grow and expand this place. Alrighty, we have left the building. Actually, I'm going to get some water while we're here before I forget.
Yeah, same.
Whoops, I ate instead of... Wait, what's going on? I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, cool. So you got water, I've got food. We are heading out on a mission, as I mentioned before. We're going to get Reaper and Altimus. They... have they tried to make a shelter, or are they just trying to get here?
I think they're getting together right now. Reaper had a shelter, so they might be at his place.
Oh, okay. Reaper made like a spot to settle in a bit.
Yeah.
Oof. I might have just hit you.
Yeah, I did see some blood from the back.
Did you just one-shot that thing?
I think it took 3.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
I may have upped my melee damage a little bit.
Just a little.
It's up to 5 now, so nothing crazy.
I think that's where I'm at, too. I'm at 5 strength, 5 vitality, 4 survival, and then a random 1 accuracy I accidentally clicked.
Yeah, level 10 you start getting 3 for the ability points, so I think I'll probably just take everything to 5, since it only costs 1 per at that point.
Yeah.
After 5 it costs 2, so then I'll start specializing stuff.
That's probably a good idea.
Archery.
You know, the brutalness of the world definitely seems to, like, kind of... You know, the edges start to round a bit as we get a bit more powerful, so that's good. I mean, that's usually to be expected, but I'm noticing that too. I'm feeling less threatened as we go.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little easier. Still wouldn't take on too much more than 1 or 2 enemies at a time, but...
Yeah, try to keep it as minimal as possible just in case, because you get weird ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Just randomly all of a sudden, like, where'd that guy come from? So it's best to keep it as small as possible.
Yeah, and it looks like I've noticed most of the enemies have some kind of status thing they'll put on you, like the hyenas will cripple you, the spiders have got the crippling poison.
Yeah.
So if you have multiple attacking you, those stack up really fast.
Yeah. Add to that brutal nature. Look at that broken open wall. Gotta go back in there sometimes. We still got that corruption. We need dancers, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, people were telling me in the comments and stuff that we need to get some dancer thralls. So yeah, that's on the list, but it's probably not super high on the list.
Yeah, I think we're okay with corruption right now. But yeah, we'll definitely have to check out that camp. I think it's right across from us right now.
Yeah.
See if there's any dancers in there.
For sure. Alrighty, here we go. I think we made the decision. We're making the jump.
Gotta move.
Gotta move. Oh no, that's a rock.
I don't think that's high enough. Like, the fall damage seems like you have to fall pretty far. Actually, I took a little damage there, but not bad.
Very hard to hear over that waterfall. Yeah, crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's loud.
Loop around this guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should be fine with those guys.
So we got one more waterfall, right?
At least one more? It might be two more, I don't remember. There were a lot of them.
So it seemed like you can control yourself pretty well when you jump. I was able to avoid a rock by turning away from it.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I just went straight down.
That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't take any damage from that one.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, well, we came down and jumped down some waterfalls and suddenly thought we were being chased by tribespeople, but it wasn't. It was Reaper and Altimus. We have found them, so I think we can actually start the mission to head back towards the base. Okay, well, we made it back. We made the run out, obviously, scooped them up, and a fairly uneventful run back. Had to contend with a crocodile and some hyenas, but we are here. We've got Altimus and Reaper here, so we can do a whole lot more, a whole lot faster now, I think. Should be pretty fun. The more the merrier. So we've got a lot of projects we want to do. Nox and I were talking about doing some wall stuff, basically walling this area in. One of the ideas we're talking about is taking a foundation block like that one and building out this way, kind of along this line, but also building up and wrapping the area here in a kind of an outer wall. I'm leaving us some space between the wall and the kind of courtyard there. And I think we're going to close this in. It'll be at least 2 floors tall, like open. I think there's, like we were saying, there's enough room with the floor right above you that it doesn't feel too cramped, but we kind of figure we'd like to have it a bit more open. So that's the idea right now, is to kind of wrap this place in a wall and everything. Maybe move the tannery. It was kind of placed, it didn't come out well exactly where Nox wanted it. So eventually we may tear that down to move it. But for now, based on the resources we have, it's kind of expensive. So we don't want to really have to replace that just yet. So that's the idea. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here. One of the things that really freaks me out about this temple is that it could very well be a place where one of the like giant avatar or gods spawn, which would be really bad for us. Because it'd be very hard not to step on us if this is where they spawn. But you know what? It also would be kind of cool if it did spawn there. I wouldn't mind having that kind of up close look at it. So I'm not super concerned about it. It's all fun, right? Alrighty, we've been gathering some materials and everything. We've got Nox has just put down the carpenter's bench, which I actually don't know much about. I think I looked into it at one point, but I forgot what you do with it. What do you do with this thing?
Looks like you just make shaped wood for now. I'm sure you make other things, and you probably need the shaped wood for like signs and stuff, which came in that same package. Yeah, I can make a wooden signpost and a wooden wall sign, which both need the shaped wood.
Gotcha. Okay, and then you're just using it for storage, it looks like right now.
Basically, yeah, and because you need it for the journeyman crafter.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's right. There was those 3 things you needed to do that everybody needs to do, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I looked down the skill list at the next crafter level, and that one's a little easier. It only has 1 prerequisite, thankfully.
Gotcha.
Well, it's got 2. You need the journeyman crafter and then the firebowl cauldron.
Firebowl cauldron.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. And then I know we've got Reaper and Altimus wandering around here. What are you up to, Reaper?
I have just went down to the river to get some water because I was running a bit low.
Gotcha. Anything you're wanting?
A yellow lotus flower. Does anybody know what that's for?
We've got some of those.
I've been collecting them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're good for something down the line. Maybe something in the altars.
So what are you wanting to work on, Reaper? What are you, like in Conan, just in general, is there anything you're wanting to like build or do?
Hadn't really thought about it, but the only thing I could think of was weapons and such.
Gotcha.
Do my hunter-gatherer thing, as per usual.
I thought I would cruise out here and chop some stone and talk about some comments, some things that have been mentioned, and just a few of them. Just a few I quickly pulled. And I've actually responded to these briefly, but some of these I just want to touch a little bit more on. Marianne said, oh, when you start off, there's a lore book and water skin on the rock. You missed it. Yeah, I did. I've seen that since, but I'm wishing I kind of knew that when I first started. I really did just jump into the game and was kind of figuring it out, so I didn't know I was missing anything. But I'm really interested in the lore stuff here because I don't know much about it. I know about Conan mostly from the movie, like, sadly. And it's been a long time since I've seen it. But I was telling somebody about this game. One of the things I find interesting is that, you know, people say, is it a good game? And I say, well, you know, it makes me want to know more about the lore. I'm actually really interested. And so that's good, right? I mean, if you made the game and somebody said that to you, if I made this game and somebody said, your game makes me want to know much more about the lore and the world, I'd say, awesome. I hope you enjoy the game at the same time, but that's definitely, I would take that as a compliment. So that's what I would say to that. I'm bummed that I did not see that or get it initially right off the bat, because I would have liked to have shown that. But yeah, I missed that. Spylock said, I think you should make a settlement on the cliff. Now, this is something I've actually talked about before. I was like, oh, I want to build a settlement on a cliff. It'd be so cool. This doesn't really count for me. Spylock left that comment on I think the first video. Actually, I'm recording this, what will be the 4th video, before the 3rd one's even come up. So as I'm talking about this right now, no one's even seen this base. So this probably doesn't qualify for you, Spylock. It doesn't qualify for me either, because I know what you mean. This is just barely hanging off the edge. I do want to build one where I go up the side of a wall. That's one of the things I was most excited about as well when it comes to the building aspect. In this game, I was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to build this like crazy thing. It's going to go up the edge somewhere. And then, you know, just circumstances. I was here with Nox and everything, you know, what do we want to do? And it was just, hey, this is a good spot. He wanted to do it here, kind of away from where the spiders spawn. That makes sense. But, you know, I'll play enough of this game that I'll be making more bases. So it's definitely something that I'm going to touch on at some point. And the last comment I wanted to touch on is actually one that's kind of related to a question or some thoughts I've been seeing a lot. So I'm going to specifically address the one from Joe Veteran. He said, looks interesting, but a lot of reviews say it's still incomplete and not worth buying at the moment. I'll wait for it a while, but I definitely want to see more, get a feel for how this plays, and if it falls into the same category of all other abandoned survival games. Yes, I can see that. I know the reviews initially were not great. A number of people I talked to, including other YouTubers, have said that they're not that into it. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I think there's something about, I think, the world that interests me, and that maybe that's not enough for other people, and I get that totally. But for me, I actually want to know more. I want to go in there. I want to explore the ruins. I'm actually wanting to know more about the lore. I'm wanting to know the difference between what they've done in the game and the lore itself. You know, what those differences might be. Those kinds of things kind of keep me coming back here. I'm like, I just want to see what's around the next corner and see what's going on here. See this spider on the move. Is he coming for me? Let's go inside. Come here, buddy. Yeah, you get over here. So you can't quite get in here. Where you at? Why are you on the corner? Chop, chop. So we're going to beat this guy up. I'm going to pin him against the wall here, and I'm going to get back to that comment. Go away. Nobody wants you here. You're ugly, and you need to die. There you go. And Nox is not here, so I need to do this duty here. We're going to chop the body up. So anyway, yeah, that's the thing that really interests me about this game. Well, among other things, but the world stuff, the setting stuff is really cool. I think I've mentioned, I don't think I mentioned in the video, but I was telling some people that while I really do enjoy Ark, from a story standpoint, there's nothing there for me. The world is full of dinos. Awesome. We're going to go tame them. We're going to do cool stuff with them, and I'm going to have fun. But the story that does exist is kind of just a tacked on thing. At least that's the feel I get for it. Whereas this was a story that a game was made from. So there's that kind of difference. Graphically speaking, I think it looks really good. I think the character models and stuff are like okay. Currently right now I'm running full ultra. And so when I see this, I say, well, I mean, full ultra, I'd like to see more. But it is early too, so that could change. It's not too big of a hang up for me. As far as I look back over your comment here, Joe, you're going to wait until you see more, get a feel for how this goes. I'm going to always suggest that to people. Definitely wait if you can. I mean, really, you buy into these. My take on early access, only buy in if you're ultra excited and just you have to check it out right away. And if you're willing to be, supportive of the devs in that way and say, well, if it doesn't work out or it's not great initially, then I will, then it's not that big a deal. I'll just revisit it later. The kind of downside to doing what I do and making these videos is that basically if I play a game on my channel, it's kind of promoting the game, right? I mean, you could assume if I'm playing it, I am enjoying it and saying, hey, everybody should play this game. I mean, it's one way to look at it. I do only play games on the channel that I like and I'm having fun with, or that I'm just exploring for the first time. So it is possible to play a game on the channel that I end up not being into. But sometimes when I'm playing a game and I'm making a video, if I'm not into the game, if I discover it even after a video or two, I won't post the videos. It just kind of depends. That's happened actually a number of times, so I am willing to do that. So far, I'm really enjoying this. Today, when I was at the office, I found myself excited to get home. I was like, I can't wait to get home and play some more Conan. I know that Nox is on. Is that enough? Yeah, drop a little bit of wood. So yeah, I was really excited to get back in here. Now, is this a groundbreaking survival game? Is it doing anything crazy different? No, not necessarily. But most games don't, right? They iterate on a process. They say, well, this did this really well. And, you know, you have to think of the developers oftentimes as gamers too. I mean, most of the time, right? They're gamers. So they're saying, oh, I really loved this game and I love what they did here. So I kind of want to emulate that. What I've been telling people is I'm seeing a lot of Rust in the game. I like Rust a lot from like an interface standpoint, from crafting and from the building, like buildings. I like what Rust is doing, and you can see the influence here. I'm going to assume it, especially because some of the interface stuff is not, I wouldn't say it's a copy, but it's definitely modeled after that same thing. Excuse me. So I'm totally okay with those things, that it's not this completely groundbreaking game, that it's not introducing something completely new. I think that's very hard to do these days anyway. One of the things that does excite me here is the idea of the thrall stuff and getting people to work for you. I think that's awesome. I would love something like that in Ark. That'd be amazing. Not that I think Ark needs that necessarily, but that's a cool feature that I'm not going to get, you know, in other games that are like this right now. So that I'm very excited about. It's a real, you know, it's a mixed bag. There's a lot of things that you get into and not into. Whether or not I feel this game's complete is hard to say. It's way too early. I think even based on what's out there right now, I know people have advanced to stages far enough that you can watch videos and stream and really kind of get an idea for everything that's there, but it's not like there's a ton of that right now. So anyway, I'm kind of right now enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying it. There's some bugs and some problems. We had some crates disappear. I'm having a very hard time staying connected to the game for very long, unfortunately. During this video, I've actually been disconnected twice and I can't find my server when I get back on, or try to get back on, it's not there for long periods of time. So I'm having my own issues that may or may not be related to the game. Some others don't have that issue. So, you know, it's one of those things, is it just me? I don't know. But anyway, I guess what it comes down to is I'm enjoying the game right now, and something to consider too is that I oftentimes don't have to pay for the games that I play on the channel, this one included. I got a copy of Conan, as well as an additional copy that went to Nox, because we tend to play these games together and he really helps me out as we get things going. So, you know, neither of us paid for the game. So it's easier for me to say, hey, check this game out. You know, we're having a lot of fun, you know, when I didn't pay for it. So that's going to be the thing you have to take into consideration, not just when you're watching videos on my channel, but videos on others as I get disconnected from the game as well. Well, anyway, I think I'll just wrap it up here. I think I kind of covered that point probably much longer than I needed to. I hope that, you know, helps answer that question of, not question of yours, Joe, but that comment, and gives everybody else here an idea of what I, you know, am currently thinking about the game. I'm not going to do kind of an in-depth review. That's about as much of a review of the game as you're going to get from me. I just wanted to share my thoughts because I'm getting asked a lot. So anyway, on that note of being disconnected, I do want to thank you guys for stopping in as always, and I hope you guys come around next time. I'll probably do, just to give you a heads up, another anywhere from 1, you know, maybe 2, maybe 3 more videos. The intention wasn't to go too crazy here, so we'll do a few more, and I'm hoping that you guys are willing to stop in and check that out. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time.